Hi everybody, Kate here. I am just having a cup of tea and I thought I would hop online and talk to you about what is the first thing to do if you are confronted with a conflict in the workplace. Obviously this is something that comes up quite a lot because as a mediator I deal with a lot of conflict, and my preference would be not to mediate but to assist people so that mediation's not necessary. So what do you do if you are confronted with a conflict in the workplace? Well, the first thing to do is not panic. Conflicts in themselves can seem quite confronting and overwhelming for management, but that in itself shouldn't mean that you should panic or overreact to the situation. I really truly believe that conflict is a gift. I think it gives you lots of information and it tells you that there's a problem, and if you know what the problem is and you can do something about it, then that's going to be good for you and it's going to be good for the organisation. And so often there are conflicts going on in people's heads and they are unhappy and dissatisfied with certain work arrangements and the like, but they don't speak up because they're really concerned that they might be putting their employment at risk. And so that it's a dangerous thing to do, to speak up. So if somebody does come to you with a complaint telling you that there's a conflict, then you need to take it really seriously. So the first thing that you need to do when somebody does come to you in that instance is to sit down with them and to listen to them. Now you might take that conversation off-site. It's really interesting that a lot of workplaces, everybody notices what everybody else is doing, and if somebody goes and spends time with the manager in their office, chances are everybody's going to be wanting to know what they're talking about. So sometimes it's really good to take that conversation off-site so that you can have a private conversation and nobody needs to see if there's been tears or otherwise. So take the conversation off-site if you can, and then listen to them and take notes and write down exactly the words that they say, not your words. You'll obviously need to paraphrase a few things, but their words are really important because you might need to use their words back to them at a later stage. So make sure that you capture their words because their words are important to them. The other thing you need to do is when you're listening to somebody telling you what's going on is you need to believe them. You might think that their complaint is trivial. You might think that they've got the wrong end of the stick. You might think that they are actually part of the problem, and they might be. But in that very first instance, in the very first time that you are meeting with this person to hear their complaint, you have to listen to them and you need to believe them, because they believe what they are telling you is fair and reasonable. People don't come to you because they think something is trivial. They come to you because it's big and important to them. So be respectful, listen to them and give them your time and take notes and listen to what they're saying. People always speak for a reason. There is always a purpose behind why they're telling you this. It may be that they actually just want to be recognised in the workplace. They want their achievements recognised. They want a bit more acknowledgement of the effort that they're putting in. And that might be the underlying reason of the conflict. We don't know at this stage, in this early part of it. But you need to believe what people are telling you because it's important to them. The next thing that it's important to recognise is that you shouldn't rush in to rescue them and to try and fix the problem immediately, because that might not be the right way to go. If it's an interpersonal relationship issue with another person, then the greatest gift you can give to somebody is to empower them to have a conversation about that relationship. Because so often the problem lies with a breakdown in communication or a misunderstanding about a certain fact scenario or the like, and it can be resolved quite quickly. It's just that what we think about in our brain is impacting on what we think the other person is going to do or say if we raise the issue. So always seek to empower people to go back and see if they can resolve the issue themselves in the first instance. But the other thing that you need to be listening out for and to be acutely aware of is what role might you be playing in the conflict. As a manager, as a leader, we have enormous powers and responsibilities to look after the group of people that do work to help us achieve our goals as well. And what often happens is that we have unintentionally contributed towards the problem by not being clear about roles and responsibilities, by not being clear about vision, by tolerating behaviour in the workplace that might be inappropriate and tolerating it for a long period of time. There might be perceived favouritism. We may be working with family members who other staff think get special treatment. There can be a whole range of things that we are doing that is contributing towards this conflict situation. So be mindful of what else is happening here and what role might you unintentionally be playing in the conflict, and what can you do about that. The next step is to listen to them, take them, tell them that it's important, empower them to deal with the problem themselves if they can, take responsibility for the bits of the problem that you can take responsibility for, and then go away and sleep on it. They need to sleep on it, you need to sleep on it, and then go back to that person the next day, check in with them, check that they're okay, and then further ask them if there's anything else they want to tell you. Because in that first meeting they might not tell you everything, because if they're nervous, if they think that their employment is at risk, that they're taking a big jump of faith to actually tell you something's a problem, they might not tell you the full issue that time. So go back to them the next day and ask them, is there anything else? Are you okay? And is there anything else you think I should know? And in that second conversation, you might get some amazing information that is pivotal to the problem, and maybe a great insight into things that are going on in the organisation that you weren't aware of. But always allow some time to sleep on it, and to give your brain and their brain an opportunity to just think about anything else that they wanted to let you know. That's it from me. But look, if you can work these problems out early in the piece and address them, you are going to be in a much better position than if you hope that it's all just going to go away, which is generally what I see on a pretty regular basis. And it's only because people are not quite sure about what is the next step to take, or they're just hoping that it's human nature and all these things will just, die down in the long course. But realistically, listen to people, treat them with respect, and then you'll get a lot more back from your staff if they feel that they're loved and respected. Okay, have a good day. Cheers. Bye.